welcome to Storytime with Takedown 2. I know that a lot of you really liked my my first video, so I thought I'd make a second one. And if you really like this one, also leave a like and a comment telling me that you want more. Sorry if I sound kind of bad. I've been sick. I've been sick recently, and my voice is kind of not voicey like it should be. I don't know, but okay. So this is a story about how my grandma got kicked out of a retirement home. So my grandmother, she lives at home, and she lives all by herself. And she's like 80 years old or something like that, and she fell over and she had to go to a rehab center, which is the old folks home that she stayed at. And let me give you a little backstory. My grandmother back in her day was hell on wheels. One time she like knocked out 2 grown men in like 10 seconds. It's the long story. She didn't like just walk up to somebody and just like kick their ass for like no reason. She wasn't like that or anything. I mean, she was, but she wasn't. There's a story behind that, but I'm not gonna talk about that. Yeah, my grandmother has always had like a long history about being kind of violent and kind of crazy about things. I mean, she pushed a guy out a second-story window when she was like in her 20s or something like that. He was trying to rob her. Let me get you straight. She wasn't like shoving people out of windows for no reason. No, he was trying to rob her. He got up on the ladder and climbed her to the second-story window. She opened the window and just kind of like, nope, you're not getting in, and just kind of pushed him down. And he fell. He didn't die. He was good. But my grandma's always been like that. She's always had a temper and everything. She's never taken shit from anybody, ever. So yeah, let me get on the story here. So, like I said, she had, gone to a rehab center and everything. And she had been there for a couple of weeks. One day, we get a call from the rehab center. They say that they have detained my grandmother, and she's going to be kicked out of the rehab center. We wondered why. So we went there. The guy told us that she got in a fight, and we were like, she got in a fight? And he's like, yeah. They had been playing bingo, and this is totally true. I know this sounds like it's being made up, but it's totally true. They were at bingo night, and I know this sounds like the beginning of like any corny joke, but they were at bingo night, and my grandmother was just doing her thing, playing bingo. And there was this old lady next to her. This old lady, she accused her of cheating. They got in this argument about like bingo and stuff. This old lady, she called her an old bitch. And my grandmother took a bingo marker. And now, if you've ever seen a bingo marker, they're like freaking a foot long and like as round as like my arm, which is kind of hard to explain because no one's ever seen my arms. I mean, people have seen my arm, but you can't see my arm, so maybe I'll do an arm reveal one day and you can compare that bingo marker. And she hits the old lady with the bingo marker, and they just start going at it. They're like tearing and like at each other's clothes and like fucking just like punch each other in the face. I mean, the old lady, it was like 90 pounds and like with a cane and everything. My grandma's like 400 pounds, and she's like got a mad temper. She's beating the shit out of this old lady. And they had to sedate both of them. They sedated both of them. Now I know it was like they literally just went up to them and like stuck a needle in their arm. They were sedated. But in my mind, I just like imagine like my grandmother just like taking off for the door, and like that scene from Ace Ventura where like he's getting shot with like darts and everything. He's like just like getting knocked out, just like running in slow motion. That's how I imagine it. Like both of them just like running towards the door and just like no, like that. And then both of them getting knocked out. But yeah, so then she gets kicked out and everything of the whole bingo thing. And because she had been accused of cheating. So a couple of days later, we had to go there because we had to pick her up, and so I went in, and honestly, my grandmother I love my grandmother to death, but she's always had like one of those people like, I have to win. I just have to win. I have to. If I don't win, then screw you. That's my grandmother. So she's always cheated at everything. Like, yeah, I'd play blackjack with her, play fucking Parcheesi with her, and she's always like cheated. And like when I wasn't looking, she'd like move the pieces around and stuff, and cuff cards and stuff like that. At 80 years old, she always had to win. But so I go in the room, and she has this shelf, and it's just covered with like stuffed animals. Like, I'm not talking like 4 or 5, I'm talking like 40 or 50 like stuffed animals. Like, she had this shelf like full of them. They were like hanging out like the drawer and stuff. And I looked at her and I was like, Grandma, where did you get all your stuff from? She's like, oh, I won them at bingo night. Which leads me to believe that's a lot of stuff for an old lady to win. Just by chance, I've never won a game of bingo. I've played at least 100 times in my life, and I've never won a game of bingo. Ever. Never won. There was always a freaking queer next to me that won. But I was like, how did you win? Did you win this? Like, you've only been here for like a month, and you've won like 200 stuffed animals? And she didn't answer that. Which leads me to believe that my grandmother, at 80 years old, has been hustling bingo. I don't know how you hustle bingo. I feel like the guy came in a room, she's like, alright, I'm gonna slip you a 20 and I want you to call out these numbers as you pull them out. And it leads me to believe that my grandmother was hustling bingo at 80 years old, and she got kicked out of her rehab center, and she got put, you know, in her old house now because she's been hustling bingo. We don't know if she has or not, but that's just my opinion on the whole situation. I think she's been hustling bingo. Yeah, that's my story about my grandmother cheating and winning at bingo and beating up another old lady at 1,000 years old. And if you guys like that and everything, like I said, you can leave a like if you want, only if you want. If you don't like the video, it's alright, dislike it, I don't care. You know, lets me know, you know, what's good and what's bad, what you guys like and what you guys don't. It really helps out. And if you could share, comment, I'm not gonna force you to. Totally your choice, not a dictatorship here. And you guys have a good day. I will blow you if you're a zombie. Oh my god! Why does it always happen? Get out of here! You made the shit out of it! Dad, I'm gonna blow you.